ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। अथ नवमोऽध्यायः। अथ श्री भगवत गीता। श्री भगवान उवाच इदं तु ते गुह्यतमं प्रवक्ष्याम्यन सूर्यवे ज्ञान विज्ञान सहितं यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात् राजविद्या राजगुह्यं पवित्रमिदमुत्तमं प्रवक्ष्या भगवं धर्म्यं सुखं कर्तुम् अव्ययम् अश्वत्थानपुरुषाः धर्मस्यास्य परन्तप अप्राप्य मां निवर्तन्ते मृत्युसंसारवर्त्मनि मया ततमिदं सर्वं जगदाव्यक्तमूर्तिना मत्स्थानि सर्वभूतानि न चाहं तेषु अवस्थितः न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि पश्य मे योगमैश्वरं भूतभृन्न च भूतस्थः ममात्मा भूतभावनः यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायुः गोमहान् यथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानि द्युपधारय सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय प्रकृतिं यान्ति मामिकां कल्पक्षये पुनस्तानि कल्पतो विसृजाम्यहं प्रकृतिं स्वामविष्टव्य विसृजामि पुनः पुनः भूताग्राममिमं कृष्णं प्रकृतिं वशं प्रकृतिमेव न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीनवदासीनम् असक्तं तेषु कर्मसु मया दक्षेण प्रकृतिः सूर्यते सचराचरं हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगदि परिवर्तते अवजानन्ति मां मूढा मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितं पदं भावमजानन्तः मम भूतमहेश्वरं मोघशमोघकर्माणः मोघज्ञानविचेतसः राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव प्रकृतिमोहिनीं श्रिताः महात्मानस्तु मां पार्थ दैवीं प्रकृतिमाश्रिताः भजन्त्यनन्यमनसः ज्ञात्वा भूतादिमव्ययं सततं कीर्तकौन्तेय यजन्तः श्रद्धया नमस्य च नमः भक्त्या नित्ययुक्त उपासते ज्ञानयज्ञेन चाप्येन यजन्तो मामुपासते एकत्वेन पृथग्त्वेन बहुधा विश्वतोमुखम् अहं क्रतुरहं यज्ञः स्वरम् अहमौषधं मन्त्रोऽहमेव वाजम् अहमग्निरहमूतं पिताहमस्य जगतः माता धाता पितामहः वेदं पवित्रमोङ्कारः ऋक्सामयजुर्वेद च गतिर्भट प्रभु साक्षी निवासशरणं सुरेत प्रलयस्थानं निदानं बीजम् अव्ययं तपाम्यहमहं वर्षं निगृह्य मृत्युमामि च अमृतं चैव मृत्युस्य Sarasacham Arjunam Traividyamam Soma Paputa Papaha Yagyaidvasta Sargatim Pratayante Te Punyamasaja Sarinda Lokam Ashtanti Devyan Divideva Bogam Titam Bhuktva Sargalu Kalam Vishalam Chine Punye Mrityulokam Vashanti Evam Taitarmamu Patraha Gatagatam Kama Kama Lavante Ananya Chintayantu Mam Yajanapadyupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham Yepyanya Devata Bhakta Yajanta Shraddhaya Vrataha Tepi Mameva Kaunteya Yajanta Vidhi Purvakam Aham Hi Sarvaya Jnana Bhukta Chaprabhu Evacha Hetu Mamavijananti Tatvena Tasya Vandite Yanti Devan Vrata Devan Pitrinyanti Pitrivataha Bhutani Yanti Bhute Jaha Yanti Madhya Jinopivam Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Taram Bhaktya Praitam Ashlami Prayatatmanaha Yatka Doshya Rashnasi Yajajahosi Dadasyat Yattapasasi Kaunteya Kurushvama Arpanam Shubha Shubha Palay Devam Muksha se karma bandhanaihi Sanyasa yoga yuktatma Vimukto mamu paisasi Samoham sarva bhuteshu Namidvashasti apriya Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya Maite teshu chapyaham Api chatururacharaha Bhajate mam ananyavak Saru reva samantavya Samyagyavasito hi saha Shipram bhavati dharmatma Shashvachantam nigacchati Kaunteya pratijanihi Name bhakta pranashyati Mamhi partavya prashrutya Tepi stupa payoneha Shriyo vaisastata shruddhaha Tepi yanti param gatim Kim punar brahmana punya Bhakta raja se astata Anitya sukam lukam Imam prapya bhajasvaman Manmana bhavamat bhaktaha Madhyaji mam namaskaru Mame vaishasya yuktaivam Atmanam matparayanaha Om Tatsaditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Raja Vidya Raja Guhyo Nama Namamo Dhyayaha Bang? It's like a block. Sing something else. Recite something else.
Isso. Je daar niet uit? Dus, je daar niet uit? Kan nog niet kennen. Anu. Je know, je nerveus zitten meer. Je nerveus zitten niet reden. Niet reden. Het is het maar niet. Je bent niet gespannen. Dat is looking beautiful. Yeah. All of you. Peaceful back up place.
C'è.
Just quiet and calm.
One month. One by one minute, God knows where to fall and leave me.
Look at the powder. 20 bucks. People like in trouble. I speak on Tali speech and the website, the rest of the day, like you got your own song and for your own song, right? Geology, you take geology, because you know, you want to see one song. You want to hear the Western background. You put on yourself, you put on yourself, you do it, watch me, I know you do that, do it. महाविष्णु महेशाय च ओम श्री परमात्माय हरि ओम तत्सत् महाविष्णु महेशाय च ओम श्री परमात्माय हरि ओम तत्सत् महाविष्णु महेशाय च ओम श्री परमात्माय हरि ओम तत्सत् महाविष्णु महेशाय च ओम श्री परमात्माय हरि ओम तत्सत् ओम ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेशाय च ओम ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेशाय च ओम श्री परमात्मा हरि ओम तत्सत् ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेशाय च ओम श्री परमात्मा हरि ओम तत्सत् तिलकं महापुण्यं पवित्रनाम आपनाशनम् आपरहरं लालते हरिचन्द्रं 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 महापुण्यं पापनाशनम् आपावनाशनापरहं लालते हरिचन्द्रं ओम तिलकं महापुण्यं आपरहरं लालते हरिचन्द्रं ओम तिलकं महापुण्यं आपरहरं लालते हरिचन्द्रं ओम श्री परमात्माय हरि ओम तिलकं महापुण्यं पवित्रनाम पापनाशनम् आपरहरं लालते हरिचन्द्रं ओम तिलकं महापुण्यं पवित्रनाम पापनाशनम् आपरहरं लालते हरिचन्द्रं Let us all stand for 2 minutes. बोले श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय. Friends, today we have gathered here to perform the Antyeshti rites of that one who is known as a sister, as a mother in many ways, you know. We have seen the nieces get together and they are standing here together. To the villagers, she have been one who would have been able to, you know, contribute and live a good life among our society, a good member of our society. Today, we ask Bhagwan is the divine Lord. Our purpose here today is simply to pray to God, to offer salutations to Bhagwan, and asking Bhagwan is the divine Lord. Today, as we stand before God Almighty, that is where we are standing before God. It is Kara Bhagwan. Bhagwan is saying that we are standing before Him. And we are asking Bhagwan is the Prabhu, तुम ही सब हो, तुम ही देने वाला, दीन दयाला में बारंबार नमस्कार करता हूँ. Again with prostration before our Supreme God Almighty, we ask Bhagwan is the divine Lord. Prabhu, may you accept my prayer. Today the husband is standing here, and we ask him Bhagwan is the all our loved ones, O Lord, and we ask him Bhagwan is the Prabhu. When that time comes for us to leave in this world, we have to leave. Bhagwan says that, you know, when He calls upon us, then we can't do anything else. But friends, because of Vairagya, which is the attachment of the soul, and all that is has meet in this journey that it is here for, it is very difficult to us to part ways. Today we come before God Almighty, and we ask Bhagwan, Prabhu, may you accept this body, return this body back to that maker, the 5 elements. And today we ask Bhagwan is the divine Lord, may you accept our prayer, because that is all we can offer today. when Auntie lies here in the body, there's nothing that we can offer unto her. The flowers will go back into the river. All that the clothing and so forth will be disposed of. But there's nothing physical will remain, go with her. Everything that is here, we are standing on the earth here, everything that it belongs to her will remain right here. And all of us will remain right here. It's only she who will make that journey to Bhagwan. Today we ask, our dear Lord God Almighty, today, in view of the pandemic, we are going through that difficult time. So we'll have to say a few lines with respect to that. You'll keep your mask on. Try when they're filming, making the video, do not 2 hours, do not cluster together, because we are supposed to have a limited amount of people. But I understand when love overwhelms in a society, it happens all over the country. It is not something that even if that right may rise to 30, to 31, to 41, whatever it will go to, we cannot get accustomed to it. It is difficult for us to get accustomed to that. So that is why, friends, that when we have this happening into our home and our life, you find that so many people will be present. Now, so you will, if sometimes you may need to hold someone, please keep your mask on, because at the end of the day, you want to return to your home safely. So those are the general rules for the home. And on the site, when we go to the site, there's only 10 person allowed. So only 10 person will go, so I wouldn't advise you for more than 10 to go, because they will leave up. All the rest of you all have been to many funerals where they rest, or you all remain outside in the road and wait. So it's a difficult thing waiting outside the road, but I will tell you this, let us proceed with regards to the law, so we don't find ourselves in difficulties. That's the law of the land. But Lord, Bhagwan is the divine Lord. Today, Bhagwan have answered my prayer. I tell you something, when I saw the brother come to perform the rites, I was very much pleased in my heart, because I know this is in Kali Yuga. It is said in the Garuda Puran that eventually women will perform the rites. There's parts, conjunction for that, there's equation for that. But we have only reached 399 something thousand years in Kali Yuga. So we have plenty more to see and plenty more to go through. So it is not a due point for us. We still have men standing in our society. And it's not that women, not no gender affair that they can't, or feminists that they can't take part or they should take part. It is that there's duty allotted for each and everyone in the face of this earth. And while it might be granted that we will stand in support of our loved ones, we have to respect what is duty prescribed for us. Today, having understand this, we stand before God and to offer our love and affection. They have so chosen to stand and perform or take part in that rites with their beloved, in that farewell to that one who has lived a beautiful life with each and every one. Let us join our hands together, close your eyes and meditate upon Bhagwan, and let us pray to Bhagwan and ask Bhagwan to take for the whom may you accept our humble prayer, may you accept our salutations to God, and may God, Prabhu, shower His most gracious blessings upon all of us, O Lord, and most important, that one who is raising His love today. We ask Bhagwan to take accept. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Guru Charanamaleebhyo Namo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Ame Daya Karo. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Deva Maheshwaram, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Om Yam
महावनुनीन्द्ररुद्रमरुत्सहं सुनवन्ति दिवैस्तैर्विरहं साङ्गपरकृपणश्रय हार्यन्त्यं सामगा ध्यानावंसिततरगते मनसः पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यज्ञान्सं नवरुसुरासुरागना देवाय तस्मै नमो नमः देवाय तस्मै नमो नमः देवाय तस्मै नमो नमः ॐ नारीनारो देव शङ्खचक्रगदाक्षय पुण्डरीकाक्षः प्रेतमोक्षप्रदो भवः ॐ श्री परमात्माय नमो नमः ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय भजुमन जय जय सीताराम हे राम भजुमन जय जय सीताराम ओम श्री विष्णु श्रीमद्भागवत महापुरुषस्य विष्णुराज्ञ प्रभात्मानस्य द्वितीय प्रहारे शिशिद्वारः कल्पे भयवत्सवन्दने अष्टमी शांति कलियुगे कलि प्रथम भूलोक त्रिरा देशे अटलांटिक सागरे और श्री त्रिरा देशे करबियंसी समुद्र और श्री पाशे घाव है और श्री पौषा शुक्र पक्ष तिथि उदार शार नक्षत्र व्यगतयो भवकरन और श्री दक्षिणनाथ उत्तनारायण और आमुक गोत्र से मुख पेट से तेखानिम यजमानाम सीमानाम तिकनिम और श्री अंत्येष्टि कर्म अहम कृषिये बोले श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय जय आसन बैठी take your seat do not get wet in the rain Hari Om Tat Sat Om Shri everybody Om Shri Paramatmaya Namo Namah Hari Om Tat Sat Tilaka Mahapunya Pavitranam Papanashma Parahara Nityam Lalate Hari Shandanam Om Shri Paramatmaya take a two sleep now by and put it on your mouth of the sister आदम को गोत्र समुख पेट से तेखनन तुलसी धार में आदियते तवो प्रतिष्ठान आदम को गोत्र समुख पेट से प्रतिष्ठान शव निमते स्नानमया दीयते तवो प्रतिष्ठां हरि ओम तत्सत् परिचंदन ओम तिलक महापुण्य पवित्र नाम पापनाशनमा पर हर नित्यम लालते हरि तिलक महापुण्य पवित्र नाम पापनाशनमा पर तिलक महापुण्य पवित्र नाम पापनाशनमा पर हर नित्यम लालते हरि चंदनम ओम श्री परमात्माय नमो हरि ओम तत्सत् कृष्णाय ओम श्री परमात्माय हरि ओम तत्सत् ओम श्री परमात्मा महापुण्य पवित्र नाम पापनाशनमा पर हर नित्यम लालते हरि शरण ओम श्री परमात्माय हरि ओम तत्सत् आत्मगोत्र समुख पेट आवशाव निमते शुते पिंडमया दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठा हरि ओम तत्सत् आरंभ गोत्र समुख पेट से मितस्ता मितस्ताव निमते शुते पिंडमया दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठा श्री कृष्णा Arpanam. Yes, sit down. Arhu gotra samukha pretasya matasrav nimateshate pindomaya diyate tavopatishtam Sri Krishna Arpanam Anupasarvam. Arhu gotra samukha pretasya Vidya pindomaya diyate tavopatishtam. No, Krishna. Armukha gotra samukha pretasya Chauraha pindopari maya diyate tavopatishtam Sri Krishna Arpanam. Very good. Say Armukha gotra samukha pretasya और उस माला में आदियते तब प्रतिष्ठान श्री कृष्ण अर्पणम. Hari Om Tat Sat. So having understand today, Bhagwan has made a funeral very simple. Bhagwan has created, in all the ceremonies, you have the Vivah Sanskar when you get married, very lengthy ceremony. You have the Gurmukh Sanskar, a little short. Then you have the 16 Sanskars. Let's summarize. And of those 16 sanskar, the Antishti sanskar is said to be the simplest of all. Today, as they place the mala around, they break the thread of the mala and they will place it around the neck of that sister. Toot gahi hai mala. He says that today we are breaking a bond that we once shared a lifetime with. And today we will go our separate paths. That is, in speaking of behalf of the father of the home, of the Dulha of the home, that today, the husband of the home. They said that today we are breaking that bond, and I will go my separate way, and you will go your separate way. Today, दो दिन रहे कन साथी जाने किधर चले टूट गई है माँ. 2 दिन, these few days that we will spend together. Describe this whole lifetime that you have in this world as a few days that you would have spent together. Today, Bhagwan is saying, as you continue to glorify Bhagwan's name, Hari Om Tat Sat. Today, Bhagwan is saying, today, my children, today as I stand before you, Lord, I want you to recognize me. God is saying today, as He is asking all of us, Lord, to recognize that the divinity is before us, that we should be able to respect that. Tere dwar kara Bhagavan, Tere dwar kara Bhagavan, Tere dwar kara Bhagavan, Bhagat kar de jole, O Bhagat kar de jole. तेरा होगा बड़ा एहसान की झुक झुक तेरी रहे शान भगत करने रे जोए तेरे द्वार करा भगवान हो डोले उतारे सारी धरती ढेक दे ढोला गगन है सारा भीख मांगने आया तेरे घर जगत का पालनहारने जगत का पालनहारन मैं आज तेरा महिमान करे से मुझसे जरा पहचान भगत करने दे छोड़े तेरे द्वार करा भगवान हो. So today they will perform the arti. We will stand for a few moments and they will circumambulate the body right times and then they will go back to their respective seats. Hari Om, and they will be walking and let us all stand. Very simple. We use a simple arti song we have custom so that everybody can be a participant. Jai Jagadish Hari Swami Jai Jagadish Hari भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट चले से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, कष्ट मिटे जन का। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा, तुम अंतरयामी स्वामी, तुम अंतरयामी, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम करुणा के सागर। You all can take your seats now, and only those who will come up here, you know. I know the ground is a bit damp, so you can come with your shoes and so forth. But normally we would say, you know, take off your shoes. But you know, it's a bit damp, so I will be, you know, understanding. We have to be understanding the time of this. But you know, we will see what is just correct thing. Om तुम करुणा के सागर, तुम पालन करता स्वामी, तुम पालन करता। दीन दयाल कृपालु, दीन दयाल कृपालु, कृपा करो भरता। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम हो एक गोचर, सबके प्राणपति स्वामी, सबके प्राणपति। किसी भी निलूढ़या में, किसी भी निलूढ़या में, तुमको मैं कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे। Today we ask this time for God. We ask Bhagwan, the Divine One, may you ask for prayer. The Spirit of the Divine Lord, Hey Krishna, O King, descendant of the Moon Dynasty, without you, Lord, who will hear my plea? The Lord who is without you, your support and shelter, has nothing in this world. Today, if God is without us, if God does not provide us shelter for us, we is nothing in this world. He says that you are a kind Father who bestows compassion on the unfortunate and downtrodden. You are the real and final abode of all desire. All I wish to is to come to you. Today it is only through your mercy, O Bhagwan, that we can attain salvation. Grant us the wish that we become one for eternity. The crown that crowns this earth, ocean of birth and death, is very strong and deep and cool. We need someone here, Bhagwan, to ferry us across the boat. Who else, O Lord, but you? Please take us into your care and life as we emerge from this corpse. We will wish to become your humble servant and spend our time only serving you. O Lord, who are our brothers? One day we will be without them. O Lord, please be compassionate and merciful upon me. This is the person, this is that one who was known to us as Samdaye. Samdaye. This is that one who is known to us as her. Today she is talking to Bhagwan. She says, Hey Atma. Bhagwan is talking to her now. He says, Hey Atma. She says, oh soul, listen to what I have to say. Om Shri Paramatma Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chandra Maharaj Prabhu Vinati Tuning O Suniye Suniye. Now I've chosen this song, so I know most of you all already would have known, and it's important to understand what we are saying today. Our contribution is given thanks to Bhagwan, His Divine Lord, for having the opportunity to spend a wonderful time with her. It is true that its time has outlived itself, O Lord. In this short 2 days of this, what we call Mela, this festival in love life, where we will have to part ways, we do not have no control on time. All we have is that, that time when Bhagwan has allotted to us today. जिनके कछु है अविलंब नहीं, तिनके चरना और रखिए श्री कृष्ण चंद्र महाराज प्रभु विनती में ओ सुनिए है तब गुना बहुती रहिए यही भार क्षमा ओ करिए श्री कृष्ण चंद्र महाराज प्रभु विनती में ओ सुनिए Today as we stand before Bhagwan, today we are talking to the divine form of the Divine Lord, and we are going to understand a little bit about why Auntie has to go, why she had to leave, and why it is that it was necessary for her to make this journey out of this world, out of this material body. He says, Bhagwan says, Sulam Shoksham Tara Sharir Vaite Ikta Pancham Voshati Sanavasta Traya Santaki Chacharana Swarupa Sanasa Yashtati Sa Atma Shri Krishna Namo Namaha. He says that Bhagwan says, Shankaracharya says, Tattva Bhoda states, he says, that which is other than the Shula, the Shukshma or the Karan Sharira, the gross, the subtle and the partial bodies, which is beyond the 5 sheets, which is the witness by the 3 states of that awareness, which is the nature of such an ananda, which is the existence of knowledge, bliss, is called the Atma. In other words, the Atma cannot be burned. It would not die. It is that which sustains our body. It is said that who speaks right now to you is that of the Spirit. And which causes me to have that energy inside of me is that of the soul. Bhagwan says called the Atma. And loosely in the Western world we say the spirit. Really the spirit has there's three faculties of the body, actually there's 5. But just for easier understanding, we talk about the 2 main ones, which is the spirit and the soul. It is said the soul is that size of the thumb. I says that when that person dies, it says that that kalash is placed in the home, inside of the home. Because why? The soul was, the spirit was accustomed to having identity with that of a vahan or a vehicle that was used to move from point to point. In other words, to move from birth to birth into the existence of various bodies. And it is said that what happens, that soul goes into that kalash. That kalash representing the 5 elements, and it has that water inside of it, which creates that cooling. So the soul goes into the Kalsa, and today it has been brought here to be a witness to that Antyeshri rites. It is said that, having understood this, it says that today, but when we are performing the rites, it says that the Yajman or the Yagyakarta, it says that, and why of this, the 5 types of Panch Yagnas, it says that one of the greatest Yagna is that of the Pitri Yagnas. In other words, when we recognize those who have contributed to life and we perform that rites, Bhagwan said that you are going to be blessed. Hence the reason in the performing of this sanskar, notice the Yajman will get the Chandan first. The Yajman, because Bhagwan himself says that today by you performing this, it is the greatest sacrifice that one can make. And if you think about it logically, sacrifice to mankind is sacrifice to God. Today we ask that Bhagwan is the Divine Lord, as we continue to understand and glorify our Divine Lord. He says, कोई न लजे धन भान की टगरिया, कोई न लजे धन भान की टगरिया। धनबान की तगरिया राम भान की तगरिया, धनबान की तगरिया राम भान की तगरिया, कोई न लजे धनबान की तगरिया, हर कोई न लजे धनबान की तगरिया। He said there is no one who will depart this world carrying a bundle of life. We spoke about that earlier on. It is said that during the pandemic in Spain, when a businessman had lost all his entire family, he stood with a suitcase of money in this modern age and he threw it downstairs and he said, the villagers asked him, "Sir, what are you doing?" He said, "Well, I have lost everything, so what is the need of all this wealth to me?" Today we understand the importance of life is more than wealth. Our wealth is our health. Our wealth is our life. जब यमराज पलंग पर भैते, जब यमराज पलंग पर भैते, उलट गए दोनैनी पटरिया, उलट गए दोनैनी पटरिया, कोई न लजे धनबान की तगरिया, हर कोई न लजे धनबान की तगरिया। He says, when the God of death comes to us, we are upon our deathbed, and even when our two eyes are closing for the last time, we still wish to turn back. Why do you think we wish to turn back? This is how you are attached to Auntie Samdaye. Auntie Samdaye is attached to you the same way. It is going very wrong here, which is that detachment that we have to have in our life. And at this point in time, because we are clouded by emotion, it is very difficult. And that takes us to the other part. He says when one time there was a woman had lost a son, and everywhere she go, the Pandit told her that, you know, it will be, that is inevitable for those who have taken birth. In other words, it's a part of the journey in life. And the woman said to the Buddha, sorry, not the Pandit, but Buddha, she said, Buddha, that, you know, my son has died and I have come to you for help. He tried to reason with her. My friend, under the influence of emotion is a very difficult thing to reason with anyone. You try to tell him anything, it's going to be difficult. It's only going to cause more hurt and pain for the person who has to listen to it. That is why sometimes they have to wait after some time and explain to you the situation. Today, in many homes we have that. In many homes on Christmas Day, when most people have been very full, there are many who have been crying. And why so? Because people have not had that time to, what you call it, compose themselves. Because long ago we had what? When some death come to a home, we'll have the villagers come to our home, we had the friends come to comfort us. But now, because of the COVID restrictions and so forth, we are left alone by ourselves. Grief as you will grieve, and grief and you have no other choice but to grieve by yourself. Which is very difficult for people of the world, and very difficult for people of a nation, and very difficult for individuals that live in a gaon or village, or society, or any part of society. Today, when Buddha tried to reason with the woman would not come to terms with what had happened. So what did she do? Buddha came up with a little kisa. He said, my dear lady, he says, Buddha says, my dear lady, why don't you go to the village, and when you find a home that does not have that, bring some mustard seed from that home, and I shall bring back your loved one. And when that happened, the woman, you know, when you get an ounce of hope, when you get an ounce of hope on the horizon, you grab onto it, you hold onto it, because you know there is going to be some result of that. And that woman did so, and when she come out of the way, when she did that, what happened? she went to village after village, and every time she get the mustard seed, she was so happy. She felt a song of a relief. And when that happened to her, what did she do? She said, you know, I will have now to return, she will ask the question, did you have death in your home? And the person at our home will said, yes, we will have death in our home. Friends, I want to bring you to this point, that death is inevitable. And how we live our life in this world, we must live that life with Santosh. For the little time that I have known Auntie, this is my thinking of her. When I go to her prayer, she was always prominent because, you know, she would be always helpful in the family. And one of the things is that I have never seen her really angry, even though we all go through anger. But I've never seen her that, always with a smile. And you know, friends, we can learn something in life. We can choose two paths in life. We can smile through life, or we can be vexed at everything that happened to us in life. As one man say, you bounce your feet and you say everything that you didn't want to say. And my friends, we can choose to complain over everything, or we can choose to be understanding and understand that we will try harder to achieve something, but we will never be, what you call it, not satisfied with what we have. Santosh is that word for it. That whatever you have in life, you be contented. And Andy was one of those people that you will meet in your life, that you will seldom meet. He says, and that word for that, he says that in my heart, whatever problems and difficulties, I will cry out silently. And where that tears will be inside of my heart, and where that written words will be, it will be written with the ink of my blood. It is said, and whenever you look at me, you will see me happy, but you will never know when I am not. He says, तेरा घर घर जाने को तुझे की पंछी कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे श्री राम जय राम कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे बिनती तेरी कथा नड़ी की आंसू में कलम हो तेरा घर घर जाने को तेरा घर घर जाने को तुझे देखी पंछी रे. So that brings us to the fact that we have understand now that once we are born in this world, according to Buddha, according to Bhagavan Krishna, according to Arjuna, in that teaching, in that dialogue between Bhagavan Krishna, he says that they accept that life in the hereafter is inevitable. He says, my Lord, today understanding some basic ritual guidance now, the body was faced with this direction because as Hindus, you would have learned to speak with your head to the south and your foot to the north. Because energy flows from what? North to south. So what happens in that magnetic field of the earth around, in that magnetic field of the earth, what happens with that energy moving from the north to the south, energy travels to your feet and enters into what? Enters into your skull and this energy is stored here. But when you have died and gone to the great beyond now, then you no longer need that energy. Because why? You have died. So they will turn the body in the opposite direction. Now with the head facing the north and the person. So the energy hits the skull or the skull. So there is no more needed for that energy. It says that the area is made with gobar and placed with the kusa grass or the kus grass. He says that in placing the kus grass on that beat, it says, Bhagavan says of the kus grass is very dear to me. So at the base of the root is Bhagavan Brahmaji. At the middle is Bhagavan Vishnu. And station at the top is the of Shamsa Bhagavan, Maheshwara. He says that the ginger lily, the seeds, it came out of born from the sweat of Bhagwan Vishnu. That is why it is dear to us, that is why we use that. He says for those who offer this ginger lily seed or this black tail seed to me in the offering at this time, it says that brings that solace to that one who has gone to the great beyond. He says that understanding that there are five brothers that will stand, and I say this without gender in mind, 5 persons will stand. They will shave their head, they will clip the nails, they will leave a piece of turkey, or what we call a shika, at the top of the head. Why is that done? Quite simply, it's because in the performance of a funeral, it is said that it is the cleanest ceremony that one can perform. In other words, the home becomes clean, the mind becomes clean, the thoughts become better, and then your whole thinking, because why? You have 10 days to do all of this. Normal fast will require 21 days, but you do not have the luxury of time. So 10 days now have been 21 days, cut down to 10 days. And you have that 10 days to do more than what you will normally do in 21 days. Anything in life, if you're given less time, you have to do more, logically, right? So from 21 days, we move to 10 days. And 10 days, you all loved it. It is said that during that 10 days, you will try at least one time for the day to listen to bhajan, to talk about Bhagwan Krishna. And why? Because that is the only thing. Hari Nam Sankirtanam, meaning taking the name of our divine Lord. It is said that, in difficult times like this, Bhagwan says that one of the brothers or one of the person that is standing, they said his sons. And I want to explain to this, and I want you to understand this. The daughters can't perform the rites. The daughters, I repeat, the daughters can't perform the rites. And I want to explain this to you. Many a time in our modern society today, the women have taken a more braver stand, and I don't mean this against ourselves, and I don't mean this as a feminist, so judge me what I don't judge me what I say, but take the answer to what they have given you and put it to good use. It is said many of our women folk today have excellent school, and I'll tell you why they're excellent. Might be karma, that is one, but the other fact is that why? When you tell them to fast, they fast. When you ask them to volunteer, they volunteer first. When you ask the fellas to volunteer, they volunteer last. Today we are I prayed in my mind last night when I heard about the funeral. The girls told me, I don't know the family in details on this side of the family, but I know auntie and uncle. And they told me that the girls were going to perform the rites. I said, Lord, I know Kali Yuga is going to come, but I don't know Kali Yuga is coming so fast, so strong, so quick. But I pray in my heart. So when I came today and the brother told me that he was going to do the part, I said, Lord, you answered my prayer. I thank you. Because it is very unbecoming of a society when a woman have to stand and do this right too, as well as the other right. And I'll tell you what is the other right. The other right is when they have to bring life upon the face of this earth, giving birth to children. A very difficult process. And that is why today we do not let them bring life and take life. When I say take life, return life. Difficult as it is that you have to go through to bring it, it's more difficult that you have brought it to send it back. Understand? That is why Bhagwan says, if there is no man available, then Bhagwan said in the Guru Quran, you can't perform the rites. But God forbid there is no man available. And just as a man, Bhagwan will not see the gender in you, whether you are male or female. But he will see what you will perform everything just like the man. You will shave your head and so forth and everything. Understand? So yes, you can do it, but understand under the circumstances and how you shall perform it. So Bhagwan does not discriminate. He allows, but he says you have a great role to play. And why it is he will not give a woman to do it first, and will give a man to do it? It is said the beauty of a woman lies in her hair. You know the ladies always fixing on the hair, right? The beauty of a woman lies in her hair, and that is why it is said that we would not ask a woman to remove her hair unless it becomes absolutely necessary. But one does not prohibit, but he says that we should allow those who have been allotted the duty to perform. He says in such family, which I have performed funeral for where the woman had to perform. There are 8 types of wedding in this world in Hinduism. One of the wedding is called the Jaimal wedding. In the Jaimal wedding, if you have intention, as Ganga Putra Bish, when he laid on the bed, his mother said to him, he said, son, you have made the choices in life that you lay in your bed and you look at what you have done. When we are growing up in life, we plan what we want to do in life. We plan you want to get a home. While you are planning what you want to get a home, you must always plan for the day that you have been given this duty to perform. It says in such case where there is no son, and the daughter decides she will want to do that, and a jaimal wedding will be performed. In other words, it will have no kanyalan in that wedding, because you will never give it away. So your responsibility remains with your parents. Understand this. So there is nothing that prohibits you from doing it. And sometimes, when I carry on this discussion at a funeral, they ask me, Baba, there's so much thing you could say in a funeral, and then people always say, they don't want to hear this, they want to hear that, they want to hear what is put into the heirs. Friends, I've never been in a popular race. I've always been standing for what it is that is supposed to be said, and also to educate my people. And when I said my people, I'm talking about all of the people. As a priest, we do not distinguish, and we cannot discriminate. We cannot discriminate about any person, any place. And Bhagavan says he forbids that. So that is why we have to stand for what is right and say what is right, regardless of circumstances, time and place. It is said, I commend those niece that stood with their uncle, or I believe it's the uncle, right? And they both uncles. And to the one that, the brother that came, you answered my prayer by. And she said, I thank you, and I thank all of them for making that step in this time. And all of you have journeyed here today to come and pay respect to that one. And I pray that we will not leave the home here empty. What is most important is not the funeral itself, but the post-mortem, the post-activities after the funeral. And I'll tell you what I say. When someone goes through death, it's a very difficult thing for them to come to terms. That is why sometimes people talking in funeral, I don't quarrel them, I leave them. If they overdoing it, I will give them an eye. Because the reason for this is, you see, their first time they've seen one another for the longest while. And that is something you will have to move away from. Get your old people and them to use phone so they can communicate with one another. FaceTime. Get them to talk to one another. Otherwise, let me tell you something. We will be living in a world with very difficult emotional feelings, because they only see each other when, and people always see one another. Funeral times and wedding times. We don't have no other social time. So what I said long ago, when I was a little boy, my grandmother used to carry me, and I used to go with her, visiting all the aunts and things. So I was very fortunate to see all my grandmother, which is my nanny, her sisters, and her brothers. Because I choose to stay with my grandparents and them, right? What I'm saying is that you have the opportunity now, but because of time have changed. So the time doesn't permit us to have that amount of time. So what I say, when you don't have that amount of time, use the cell phone, use the phone, and communicate with them. Don't wait until you go to America, then you want to FaceTime them. FaceTime them in Trinidad so you can know what they look like. Don't wait for the day when they die, then you will have a lot to say. But if you say all that you could say when they are alive, you will have little to say at the time when they die. My friends, we have to be a different society. The world has changed. And if we do not change, the cognizant of the fact that change has to be there, here and now, we will live in a world of miserable people. So my friends, I thank you, and I hope that God be with you and you be safe. And now I understand her boss wants to say a few words, and so we welcome you.
Reverend Pandit, relatives, friends, colleagues, Sitaram. Today we are brought together under very sad circumstances, and it is even more profoundly made so because of the untimely passing of our dear friend and colleague, Samdaye Rampersad, or as we fondly call her, the Princely Pulla no Pulli. We have had the privilege, all of us, all my staff, and back some of the front here, my mom is here, of knowing her for well over 30 years. As a teenager, I remember seeing her coming to work and things, and now I had the privilege to be her boss too. But never really considered that the relationship, because she was such a close person to all of us. And She was a hard-working person, a dedicated person, a loving person, someone who would never refuse anything. If you say, Polly, help me with it, she there to do it. And she has endeared herself not just to us as a family, to her colleagues in Printree. It's more than just colleagues, you see, it's like a big family. And they love her just as much as you would love a sister, or a daughter, or aunt, or however you look upon her. When we closed off recently, on the 23rd of December, just recently, the last day of work for the Christmas holidays, I wished her a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and all the best that there is to come, not knowing that that would be the last time that I would speak with her. If I knew, I would have probably given her a hug, but you know, you can't give hugs these days with the pandemic and all these things, so we have to practice a social distance. But unfortunately, we never know when is the last time we see each other. That's why it's so important that we maintain good relationships with each other and remain in love, good loving relationships with each other, not hate and anger. I was very happy though that I wished her all the best. And that, you know, meant so much more considering the circumstances that followed and her untimely passing. But as Panditji had elaborated, the Atma continues to live on, and death is a certainty in life. One thing we are sure of is that at some point in time, this will be our position too. So we have to make sure that we do the right things from now, so that when that time comes, as fortunate as Puli is, to have everything pulled together and move smoothly as it is moving. Because she was such a good soul, a good person. Even now as we talk, the heavens gently weep in her honor. As I said, Polan was a very good person. She was also a devout Hindu. I know she believed, she did her prayer, she did her puja, she did everything that she was supposed to do, she did her duty. They say work is worship and duty is God, but she did everything. So I know for a fact, and I look at her lying peacefully here today, as peacefully as I've ever seen her, that her soul, her Atma, the eternal consciousness that exists within all of us, is now transitioning to a higher plane. And that Bhagavan Krishna is there with her side by side, walking with her, and taking her to the next, across that ocean. On behalf of all of us, all my friends and colleagues at Ace Printree, my mom, my dad, who unfortunately not well and couldn't be here, but he would love to be here and say with me a few words. My family and all of us, I would like to extend our deepest, sincerest, heartfelt condolences to the bereaved, to the family, immediate family, friends and relatives, well-wishers, and pray sincerely that, as I said, her soul journeys onwards to a better place. Sitaram, everybody.
Is there anyone who would like to say a prayer, whether it be in Islam, or Christian, or Hindu? Want to say a few words, somebody? Anybody who wants to say anything again? Okay. Huh? Alright.
Sitaram, everybody. So, as Hindus, like Panditji said, Rajesh said, from Krishna we have come, and to Lord Krishna we shall return. Earlier on, we had my brother Pope render a few verses from the Bhagavad Gita, very pertinent, very relevant, chapter 9. So at this point, I would like to just offer the Gita Dhyan, so those of you who know it can follow, chant along. Those of you who don't can simply chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And you can also offer your own silent prayer to assist in to divinize the atmosphere, the energy, so that Kuli can have a smooth transition thereafter. बोलो श्री गोविंद भगवान की जय। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवत नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तुते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दयत पत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्ण प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतादुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धावपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परम आनन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोण तथा जयद्रथा जलागन्धारनिलोत्पला शल्यतावधिकृपेण वरणीकर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थाम विकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सूतिर्ना खलु पाण्डवैरननदी कैवर्तकाः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थाद्गन्धोत्कटं नानक्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितं लोके सजनशतपदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयर् भारत पंकजं कलिमला प्रध्वंसीन श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातम् अहं वन्दे परम आनन्दमाधवं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुता स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवै वेदय साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुषुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै।
आशा का कोई न केवन हारा हूँ फिर तू ही मेरा पार करो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोले श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय जय जय। When you're going down the road, and I always say that to those who know, and not much of us allowed to go, but those who are going with us will put on your light. Those who decide to make the journey with us, and those who will be there with us, there will be no alcohol when I'm around, and there will be no eating of meat at the cremation site. Do not desecrate our own sacred ground. Holy Sri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. We'll ask everyone, there's flowers, so everyone, before we move, kindly come and put your flowers, or if you want a view, no problem. And, okay, Acha. When you lift it, you lift your body to your shoulder height. Nice.
Alright, so let's Didi, hold on. For now. That is. That is in the same
Roll up the cloth in your hand, bro. Cloth in your hand, bro. So let's take the cloth and everything on there. Lift up your shoulders. Lift up your shoulders. Black facing round. Black man facing round. Take first forward. And if you open your shoulders. Ram Nam Satya hai. Everybody Ram Nam Satya hai. Ram Nam Ram Nam Ram Nam. Same way again. Taken up same way and shoulder and move around.
Ram Nam Satya hai. 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 Jump again. That's it.
right here. Ram Naam Satya Hai, Ram Naam Satya Hai, Ram Naam Satya Hai, Ram Naam Satya Hai, Ram Naam Satya Hai. Om Shri Paramatma Hari Satya.
Ram Nam Satya Hai. 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 Ram Nam Satya Hai.
Okay, 25 numbers on.
taking steps, boxing with boxing with we get to hey, let me get 4 people just to move on 10 please now.
Which side you going now?
Ready? Go!
सर्वगतानि दिव्यं लोक स गच्छन्तु ओम पृथ्वीम स्वाहा अग्नेम स्वाहा अंतरिक्षायम स्वाहा वाहवायम स्वाहा ओम देवायम स्वाहा सूर्यायम स्वाहा दिव्यायम स्वाहा चंद्रायम स्वाहा नक्षत्रेभ्यम स्वाहा अद्यभ्यम स्वाहा वरुणायम स्वाहा नाभ्यायम स्वाहा ऊर्जायम स्वाहा वाचेन स्वाहा प्राणायम स्वाहा प्राणायम स्वाहा चक्षुषेम स्वाहा चक्षुषेम स्वाहा स्तोत्रायम स्वाहा स्तोत्रायम स्वाहा लोहव्यायम स्वाहा लोहव्यायम स्वाहा त्वचेन स्वाहा त्वचेन स्वाहा लोहितायम स्वाहा लोहितायम स्वाहा मेरुभ्यायम स्वाहा मेरुभ्यायम स्वाहा मांसभ्यायम स्वाहा मांसभ्यायम स्वाहा ज्ञानमयम स्वाहा ज्ञानमयम स्वाहा अष्टभ्यायम स्वाहा अष्टभ्यायम स्वाहा मज्जभ्यायम स्वाहा मज्जभ्यायम स्वाहा रायसेन स्वाहा पायसेन स्वाहा आयसेन स्वाहा प्रायसेन स्वाहा संन्यासेन स्वाहा वीरसेन स्वाहा उदयसेन स्वाहा शोचेन स्वाहा शोचायन स्वाहा शोषणायन स्वाहा शौकायन स्वाहा तपसेन स्वाहा तप्यतेन स्वाहा तप्यमनायन स्वाहा तप्यतायन स्वाहा कर्मायन स्वाहा दृष्टतायन स्वाहा प्रशुक्तायन स्वाहा कषायन स्वाहा वामायन स्वाहा अनकायन अंधकायन स्वाहा पिंटवेन स्वाहा रामेण स्वाहा रामहृतेन स्वाहा यशोधेवेन स्वाहा ओम भया पृथ्वीभ्यं स्वाहा ओम लोहभ्यं स्वाहा ओम भया पृथ्वीभ्यं स्वाहा ओम लोहभ्यं स्वाहा When you pass the touchy fire, what is it, right?
उनको वो कलर पास
No issue.
And we can move one time.
Just put your hand over the glass.
Bhagavatam Purushottam Narahare Narayan Keshavam Govindam Garurajam Vande Dhamodadam Marvam Antitam Keshavam Radharayana Shiravam Naraham Gotika Balavam Janakinaya Samarana Chandramase Sanketam Preta Moksha Prado
Everybody gonna take that as you go down now. Be careful. You're right.